Tonight, Senate Democrats are certain that the FBI didn't conduct a full investigation into the still uncorroborated charges against Brett Kavanaugh. So what happens in an FBI investigation like this anyway? Well, we wanted to hear from two men, decades of experience and background checks between them. Here in studio with me is Steve Pomerantz. He's a former FBI assistant director. And from Phoenix, John Iannarelli. He's a former FBI national spokesperson and special agent. Gentlemen, great to have you both with us. Steve, I want to start with you. What do you make of the Democrats' complaint that this couldn't be a complete investigation? Only 5 days and given the timeline.
Okay, let's start with the reality here. There's not a one of them who was ever interested in the truth to begin with. This was, no matter, if the FBI would have spent 2 weeks, they'd have wanted 7 weeks. If the FBI would have interviewed 1,000 people, they would have wanted 2,000. If they went back to grade school, they'd want the FBI to go back to preschool, see if it was what happened there. So let's start with that as a reality. Look, they did a surgical investigation of focusing on some specific allegations that were made. And that's what they did, that's what they set out to do, and that's what they did. Kind of end of story, but it's not the end of the story. We both know that, and it's never going to end.
It's not good enough. John, Ford's lawyers today filed basically their own protest in a letter, and they said that they demanded that Ford be interviewed for the report's done, but it's like sound and fury signifying nothing at this point, but that Ford needs to be interviewed, and Kavanaugh, I guess, and that they need to interview Ford's husband, her various friends, and, of course, her, and that this is just, without that, what does this all mean? This is just a big rush job by the Republicans to get this thing done. Is there any way, shape, or form that this could be reopened at this late date, or is this just a silly, howling at the moon at this point?
Well, it sounds to me as if Ford's attorneys need to be explained what is hearsay, because interviewing people that weren't present and after the fact, any comment she may have said is not relevant to an FBI investigation. This case is not going to be reopened for the simple fact this is investigation number 7. It's not a lean report. There's 40 solid pages, single-space type, a lot of information. Just like Steve said, every detail was narrowed down to what this very surgical investigation was. It is complete.
But, Steve, why didn't they interview Kavanaugh again and Ford?
Well, the argument is that they've got all they need from all the testimony and all the investigations preceded. Actually, I was hoping they would interview her because she has told her story more than once, but never been subject to a serious interview.
Well,
I wouldn't want to say cross because it's
that's
not
the
a trial. But a penetrative, exhaustive, face-to-face impartial investigation. And that would have happened had the FBI interviewed her. Now, I know we're dealing in a very sensitive area when it comes to people who allege these kinds of activities. But nevertheless, I'm sure the Bureau would have done that, and I think it would have been a good thing to do. So it's a matter of...
John, in 15 seconds, they only have one copy of the report. Senators get a half hour each to review it. Fair, unfair?
I think it's fair. These are the rules that were set up under President Obama. If they want to change the rules for the future, by all means, they can read 40 pages in a half hour.
All right. Speed read. Evelyn Wood. They can handle it. All right, guys. Thanks so much.